I would like to thank the Tekeyan Cultural Association for honoring my dad with their Man of the Year award. I would also like to thank all of you that are here tonight taking your time to attend this event to honor my dad. Father Godabet already mentioned my dad's younger brother, my Uncle Eris, who wanted to be here tonight. He was unable to travel from Florida, but he also wanted me to say, not that Dad was the man of the universe. I think that trumps this. I think Uncle Eris is telling different people different things, but he told me that Dad is the man of the century in his heart. Dad and Uncle have been both brothers and best friends since the early days when Dad was the captain of his siblings and Uncle was the lieutenant. Dad is the original tough guy. You've heard about James Cagney and others like him, but Dad has them all covered. Now, Dad appears as the tough guy, but he is really a teddy bear at heart. If you don't believe me, just ask his grandkids. Having said that, first some data, then a statement. The data is that Dad, as has already been mentioned, is now 90 years old, actually like 90 and a half, and I'm 60 years old. The statement is that I wish to tell you my dad has won my Man of the Year award for more than 50 of my 60 years. He only just missed out on a few, due mostly to my own short-sightedness. Now, imagine what Dad has seen in his life. Dad's father, Mihran Hoplamazian, was introduced to Dad's mother, Tekeyan, in Boli's before they were able to flee to the U.S. Dad's father was one of the last members of the Hoplamazian family to survive the massacres. They are not referred to today in polite company as the massacres, but that is what they were. Nearly 3/4 of the then known population of the Armenian nation was exterminated because of their refusal to refute their religious beliefs. So those that survived did, and we here in this room and others like us around the world are the product of their travails. When Dad was born on Saturday, October 1st, 1921, the automobile industry was around 20 years old, heavier than air flight was less than 20 years old, and many homes were still not supplied with electricity or running water. Dad, throughout his lifetime, has witnessed firsthand the Depression, the untimely passing of his mother, the blessing of a new mother, World War II, the U.S. Army, a summer in New York City, starting his business, meeting his future wife, getting married, having 2 children, one really good one, the Korean War, the JFK assassination, the Vietnam War, the RFK assassination, the passing of his father, the landing of a man on the moon, the Nixon resignation, the Ford assassination attempt, the birth of his first grandchild, the Reagan assassination attempt, the birth of his last grandchild, with 3 others in between, the passing of his second mother, the closing of his business, the untimely passing of his wife, the 1990s boom years, the proliferation of the computer and technology into everyday life, meeting his future wife again, 9/11, getting married again at 80, now more than 10 years, then turning 90, and now seeing all of you here tonight, for which we are very grateful. Dad has witnessed or participated in all these things, some good and some bad, with style and grace, as his parents trained him to do. He has my utmost admiration for that. When I was growing up, I was amazed at my dad's knowledge, accomplishments, practicality, and above all things, his understanding of people and the depth of his compassion. When I was probably around 16 or 17, I grew to realize that my dad was really not all that I thought him to be. He really didn't have the understanding of the then modern world, of how people interacted, and in general, he just didn't seem to get it anymore. He had fallen from Man of the Year in my book. By the time I had reached my early 20s, I was truly amazed to witness how fast Dad caught up again, and once again was on the cutting edge of all these important attributes. In just a few short years, he had made up all the ground he had seemingly lost and had returned to Man of the Year status for me. Dad is a complex personality. The distance he will go to help an individual or a cause that he believes in has no limits. Dad has only to know that someone has a need and that Dad has the ability to alleviate that need. After that realization on his part, he cannot be stopped. Dad was blessed with the meeting of Rosemary Ohanessian back in 1948. Rosemary was the perfect counterpart to Dad. Unfortunately, Rosemary was called to heaven much too soon, nearly 20 years ago now. But Dad was blessed again and met and married the lovely Gail Sarkeesian. Dad, the Tekeyan Cultural Association has honored you with their Man of the Year award, and they have my eternal gratitude for this gesture on their part. But they will always have to stand in line behind the more than 50 such awards that you already have received from me. Thanks again to the Tekeyan Cultural Association for this evening, and thanks to all of you for attending.